Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Lee has responded to the drama surrounding Sweetly Seasoned.
What are you doing, Sparrow?
As you guys are all aware, well, from the video that I made the other day, about this drama surrounding this food truck company by the name of Sweetly Seasoned. To give you a quick catch-up, a quick synopsis, basically, Keith Lee showed up there and check out the food, give its criticism, and actually, according to Keith Lee, he wasn't that bad. He was pretty good, like a 7 out of 10. And during this visit, he gave these people about $4,000. Well, almost $5,000.
I see y'all giving out haircuts.
My little brother, yeah.
So he wants to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut everybody.
Oh, that's my little brother. He went to go pick up my baby brother from school.
We want to leave you $1,000 to cut hair. We want to leave you $2,000.
And granted, everything was cool, right? Me being me and thinking everybody else is going to have the same genuine heart as me, I charged him $4,000 on his card, meaning all the money went to the food truck in hopes that she would do what she needed to do.
However, greedy people do what greedy people always do. This lady, the restaurant owner, decided to try to keep that money.
But he paid with a credit card. The money just hit the bank account today. I'm going to give my son what he deserves, and I will give her son what because she did market me that morning, but that's all she did. And I don't even know who he is. The barber, that's my son's head. He wasn't with me. I heard he thought that they were my kids. They're not my kids. Those were my son's friends. But this ain't even about money, y'all. This is about the principle.
And it didn't go too well for her. During the midst of the controversy and the backlash, and I guess they decided to shut down their business or whatnot. And therefore, because people was hold on a second. Oh.
The business is not shut down. This is all SEO and marketing standpoint.
Really?
They permanently closed the business on Google Maps and turned down the Instagram and I'm guessing the Facebook. Anywhere you can leave a review, they permanently closed it so that y'all won't leave review. Because the video that I posted of the "Don't You Feel Silly" with all the reviews, y'all were flooding them. Which I'm in total support of, because fuck them. They think they're going to go ghost for about a week. And then once everything has died down, once Keith Lee has left Dallas and moved on to the next city, they're going to reopen and try to get people back. But unless Applehead and her Apple-headed son are going to change management and remove them two out of there, people aren't going to fucking support you. And it's so crazy to me that all of this was done over $1,000. Really $2,000, but Sherelle said you can keep her $1,000. $1,000 as a food place that you can literally make that in a couple of hours. Absolutely Edible Cakes has her line around the block. The Halal Fusions place has
As this young lady let me aware of what's going on with they didn't shut down. They decided to try to operate under a different name. Of course, the internet being what the internet is, they quickly found out what's going on with them. And they found where they tried to actually hide their mischievous behavior. And they also decided to flood this new facility by review bombing them with the 1 stars and comments about these people are scammers and so on and so forth. And it doesn't look good for them. However, the great Keith Lee had finally responded to the controversy surrounding this whole drama. And this is what my brother had to say.
To be honest, there's not much to talk about, but there are a few conflated and confused things that's going around about the situation. So let's talk about them. 3 days ago, me and my family went to Sweetly Seasoned food truck. Number 1, nobody had any idea we was coming. They found out we was in Dallas like everybody else found out we was in Dallas because we was posting videos in Dallas. So in hopes of us coming, they had t-shirts made and they was on live all day. So me and my family wasn't in cahoots with none of this. We was all under the impression that they were a team and this was a normal routine for them. The barber being there, the braider being there, family being there, a lot of people being there. This is our first time here. We are customers. We have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Number 2, I was never under the impression that haircuts was free. Again, my family was watching the lives. We knew that he was cutting hair for $40. So when we walked up and I said I want to get his $1,000 to the barber to do free haircuts and $1,000 to the braider to braid hair, it was because in the original video, the son said it was slow due to marketing. That's marketing. God willingly, after we post the video, there will be a line out the door. If there's a line out the door and there's a barber and a braider doing hair while people are waiting, that's marketing. So again, it's in the hood. You play some music, you cutting hair, you braiding hair, y'all all sitting out, y'all having fun. It's a parking lot barbecue. So again, we don't know the behind the scenes if they knew each other, if they didn't know each other. And the reason why I didn't pay everybody individually, the interaction that you see looked longer than what it was. It was really only like a 5-minute interaction. Within that 5 minutes, 30 to 40 people pulled up. They was pulling up in droves. That parking lot was getting deep fast. And for me and my family's safety in general, I don't never carry cash around. And 9 times out of 10, if we tip, we always do it through the POS system. And even if we wanted to do it a different way, Zelle and Apple Pay wasn't an option because it was 4 or 5 people at the same time on live. So for safety reasons, they wouldn't be able to say their phone numbers or their personal information out loud. And as far as them taking my phone and putting their number in on Zelle themselves, I wouldn't hand my personal phone to nobody. So the POS system was the option that made the most sense. I've learned through this journey that sometimes it's deeper than the food, it's deeper than the marketing, it's deeper than the customer service. And this is one of those cases in my opinion. Sweetly Seasoned got a lot to figure out, and I thank God in advance that they do figure it out. The last thing I'm gonna touch on is the son is misconstruing something that I said, and I don't appreciate it. After I said out loud in detail what we deemed the money to be used towards, I also said y'all can divvy it out how y'all feel necessary. Meaning, after the money hits, because it's a POS system, it don't hit the same day. Y'all can send it out through Apple Pay, through Zelle, through Cash App, through check, through cash, however y'all feel necessary to spread it amongst the team. I thought and I still think that that's a very clear statement, but it's being misconstrued, in my opinion, intentionally misconstrued, that I said and the mom and the son can say who get the money and who don't get the money.
You charged my car for $4,000 and y'all did me higher than y'all feel necessary.
So Keith Lee did tell her to distribute the money how she felt necessary.
I never said that. Regardless of what's going on behind the scenes, I felt on my heart to do what we did. So for the mom to go on the back end and disregard where my heart was at and what I felt like God was telling me to do in that moment and distribute the money how she felt necessary is 100% wrong in my opinion. I see the memes and I see the jokes, but I am not in the business of shutting businesses down. Her actions did not sit right with y'all and her customer base. That resulted in the situation that she in today. We just ate the food and left a tip. I pray in advance that everybody in the situation stays safe. That's my biggest concern. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. God bless you. Have an amazing day.
As you can see, there is no confusion about his intent and the way he actually gave the money to be distributed. And of course, things are not looking so good for the owner, for the owner and her son. And to the point now, she tried to backpedal and try to actually give the money, try to do the right thing.
I am reaching out to you guys today because my son, he already called or texted, however, he got in touch with Sherelle and asked her if she can get the money. From what I hear, she is refusing to get it. So now I am asking, and I'm asking my followers to please tag her and tell her Sweetly Seasoned is asking her to please come pick up their money.
Unfortunately, it's too late for her. There are plenty of lessons that we can learn here from this whole mess, this whole scenario. The first one is this. It's like, never, ever wasting your time picking up pennies on the floor when you have dollars waiting for you a few steps away because you might miss out on your blessing. The second thing is, I am really happy that we're finally making the right person famous because Keith Lee had handled this controversy with integrity, with I think he's a good-hearted individual. I know I'm simping a little bit, but I think he's a good person.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man.
And last but not least, the person who actually kicked this whole thing off to actually expose the owners had finally decided to take a step back and be like, you know what? I did my job, and let her tell her story herself.
Wait a minute. I did a stitch because I do not want to be paid for this. What did I tell you? I interacted with that man. The conversation was longer than what y'all seen, but I know what he said to me. Keith Lee, I want to say thank you. I'm officially off this conversation. I'm not deleting any videos. I'm not taking back anything that I said. This friendship is officially over. Sweetly Seasoned, I wish you nothing but the best. I hope that your fan base grows, but just at your own pace, off your own back. Appreciate you, Keith Lee. I enjoyed your family. Y'all be safe. I'm out.
So yes, I love 2024. 2024 is for some reason the year of exposure, the year to actually expose people from doing dirts, Whether it's Diddy and Cassie, whether it's Cat Williams putting his foot up in these celebrities' necks. And then regular people being exposed for their greed, for their mistrust, for their scammy ways. Or the brick lady as well. And I love it. I love the fact that like people are no longer putting up with bad behavior and they are standing up on principle. They are standing up for what's right. Because for way too long, we allowing these effed up stuff to run our society, to make it seem like all of us are scummy because we had felt silent when all these BS was happening. No more. No more. Good people are standing up on principle and calling out bad behavior. And it's about the goddamn time. Anyway, I'm your host, the Haitian. Yes, the sexy Haitian. So share, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.
Tell her Sweetly Season is asking her to please come pick up their money.
I figured out what was bothering me about this. It's pride. The Bible says that pride cometh before a fall. That's what this is about to me, pride and ego. I'm not a PR person, but if I were, I would have suggested that she apologize. First to Keith Lee for not distributing the money the way that he had instructed her to, and secondly to the braider and to the barber. But she has too much pride and too much ego to admit that she was wrong, too much pride and too much ego to admit that she wasn't being honest. She wasn't even going to admit what Keith said until the videos that other people recorded came online. She was gonna say, no, he said do whatever I wanted to do with it. And then when she was confronted with video footage, then it's like, well, let him tell me again, because maybe he just didn't understand the situation. Man. My thing is, this was an easily fixable problem. She could have came on here and told the truth and been open and honest and say, you know what, my business has been struggling for a while and I really needed the money. And when I got this money from Keith, I immediately saw all the things that I could do to make my business better. And I had a moment of weakness. And I apologized sincerely to Keith. I apologized sincerely to Sherelle and her brother. I made a mistake. And I hope that she comes down here and accept the money and my sincerest apology. But she wouldn't do that. She'd rather say, I've been asking her. I even told my son to call her. Man, why didn't you call her? Clearly your son has the number. You jump online and you're telling us, why don't you tell her? Pride and ego. Pride comes before a fall. And that's what's going on here, in my opinion. I'm not saying these things to dogpile on this woman, but I'm hoping that she actually sees this and is like, you know what? I'm going to be my own downfall if I don't realize my role in where I am.